Yo, what are you saying, guys? It's the intro. Okay, no. Hi, guys. I'm Sam Dari, the vocalist.
I'm Relik, the producer of East Central, or EC like we like to call it.
Which is the song that we're breaking down today.
Yep.
Also, guys, I know it's a little bit late. We've been trying to coordinate our schedules so that we can do a proper breakdown video, and finally it's happening.
It's here now, better late than never. Alright, yeah, just start with here. Just have like a nice little intro. Put like a little tonal layer, give it a bit of warmth. Introduce the chords in here. Just put like a little melody on top here. That's sort of, I'm not sure what this is, some sort of piano, so. Yeah, it's from Serum, it's like a keys sort of thing. And you got this guitar sample that I found that's low-key clutched the song, I'm not gonna lie. Nice little sample there. And that gives room for the tag that sent me over here.
Nah, that might be Relik, you know. This tag, like, I sent this guy like 20 takes of just random, like.
Yeah,
there was only one tag where I think I actually said, nah, that might be Relik, you know.
Yeah, he sent like a whole audio of random things. I can't even remember off the top of my head, but it was just like at one point you just said, nah, that might be Relik, you know.
Like there was.
Wait, that's actually kind of hard.
It's like slightly. It's got some like humorousness to it, but at the same time, like it's kind of hard.
Let's talk about that a little, actually. So this was the tag on its own without any effects that you sent me.
Nah, that might be Relik, you know.
Oh, it's got a bit of. I forgot about that. I bounced like the audio and then reversed it with reverb, so you can kind of hear that echo going into it. And with the effects, I just sort of put some nice like vocal chain effects that I use on his voice usually. Put a little bit of delay reverb. You get that?
Nah, that might be Relik, you know. Was this one of the ones I recorded? Did I record this on the old mic?
Yeah.
Guys, okay, I think this is a good time to talk about it. Any vocals you're gonna hear in this whole song, we're recording on this thing right here, Blue Snowball. We have a new mic now because this one is just a little bit lacking in certain departments, as I've talked about in other videos. But yeah.
And yeah, this is the intro. Got a bit of freestyle backing vocals. I think I remember I laid out the beat and you just we just hit record and you just like sung some random melodies throughout, right? Yeah, and then here we sort of jump into the beat. So first thing we'll talk about is probably the drums here. So nothing too crazy at the start. So I'm not gonna lie when I say this is definitely inspired by The Weeknd when I made these drums. Got like what do you call them? The woodchucks kind of. You got the snares.
I never even clocked like the thing in the
background. Oh yeah, it is very quiet. So if you play it together.
I've never clocked
It's barely there, to be honest. It sounded cool at the time and then it got lost in the mix, but I don't know, it kind of works. Yeah, and then you got the same chords on piano. I thought nice little like stripped back piano for the verses might sort of bring out that emotion a bit more. So I like to sort of creep in different layers that might come in later on, sort of tease it almost. So you got, this is actually part of the synth that you hear in the chorus, just light little notes on top. So it's sort of it just eases in for now. And later on you'll hear it come together a lot more. So where are your vocals here?
I took that 25 from Stepney Green.
So first we got the main take, which is put in mono here. Similar sort of effects chain to what you use, right? I think we tried to port in a lot of it. It's different software, but
yeah, you've got a lot more stuff than I would normally have.
So yeah, we got the M-Auto pitch. I think this is just your settings.
These are super standard settings. Really.
Yeah. So this is
depth around 40%, speed around 75%.
Since we're collabing on this, I sort of just trusted you with the.
Yeah, I put like 4 or 5 plugins on at the beginning, and then he kind of took it from there.
Yeah,
and just proper brought the vocals out.
So he sort of dealt with the auto tune, the compression over here. We did find this plugin later on that's a godsend here, OTT. It's basically like a really strong compressor. You want to put the depth really low, otherwise it's gonna like compress the hell out of whatever you got. But it just brings out the character a lot.
25 from Stepney Green. I'm going west on caffeine. Got something else up my sleeve.
Or it just like brings up the high end.
Brings up that airiness to the voice almost, yeah. One thing that this mic doesn't have much of. Yeah, and then here you got some reductive EQ, and then sort of adding high end here, just to balance the EQ of this mic. I put a little bit of saturation on this, since I felt like it wasn't really, it was missing something. It needed a bit more energy to it. So I put a bit of a tape on here, and this is an exciter as well. It's all part of the ozone bundle. These are just different types of saturators. Nice thing here is you can control the different bands of the EQ. So I just put more exciting sort of saturation on the high end. And then I think you use this as well. It's just a standard de-esser. Got a bit of a delay and reverb here as well. And then your layers as well. So we got the main track, like I said, the mono track. Got some backing vocals here. So Sammy just took a lot of takes at first. And before we did sort of harmonizing layers, I just took a lot of the other takes that I thought sounded cool in certain phrases.
I took that 25 from Stepney Green.
Like with the Stepney Green there. Yeah, and then we just sort of have harmonies that you've done. I think I took like a pitched down one, a pitched up one, just to give that room between your voice. They're really quiet though.
Much this week. I know you worry.
Ah, so that's quite cool actually. So the ad-lib that you've done here.
Yeah, you've got loads of distortion on that as
well.
So
yeah. So I put a vocal doubler here. It's quite realistic, but it sounds like there's more voices sort of around you. It helps like widen the vocal. And then I put a panner here, which sort of it just automates itself and just goes left and right. That's what you were hearing with like the spatial kind of effect. And I put some heavy soft clipping here, just to bring out the distortion. You can see it all going red there. You'll notice here with some of the background vocals, I panned them slightly, so you can see left and right here. That's again to bring the spatial sort of effect with all of his vocals.
Only D&D, just D&D. 100 shades of P.
So here, there's a lot going on in this beat job. We switched from the piano chords more to the synth that I was like teasing earlier. It's this. I think I've got like a arpeggio here. Sounds a bit odd on its own, but if we play it with, kind of comes together. So with the bass, first we got the sub, very distorted sub, just low end only. Got some Camel Crusher distortion over here. Wave Shaper this is great. I don't know if you have something like this in Studio One. You just chuck this on if something's not loud enough or not like present enough.
Yeah.
You just chuck this, like you just whack this up.
Is it like an exciter?
Kind of. It's I'm not sure what it does, I'll be honest, but
okay.
It's basically a distorter, but
doing something.
Yeah. Quite a basic sub layer, and then you got. So this was interesting. This is just something I tried to just see how it would work. I took the same sub layer and then just pitched it up like an octave or two. So it's almost like a lead in a way. Got a lot of glide on it. But then I found it kind of gave like that weird spacey kind of vibe, right? Like you're floating in space, I don't know. And then we got some other layers to give like more width to the bass. So it's quite grungy, like almost like a rock kind of layer. But then when you pair it with this, it sounds quite nice. I think this is like a stabs, if I'm right. Yeah. So this, I don't know, this just brings it together for me. Like if I mute it, I think we had this as well to come with it.
100 shades of PLT.
So it sounds like a standard kind of, but then you bring these in, you just get that energy on each.
100 shades of PLT, and all of their shots tonight came free.
We've got sound goodizer. Just the way when you're in doubt, you just chuck this on. It just helps with like loudness and presence a lot. And you got some imager on it as well, as you can see on the chart. Just that it's like taking up a lot of the stereo space. But on the beat job, I've got this sample as well, this stab, which doesn't sound like much. I've taken out a lot of the low end. I don't know if you can hear it here.
100 shades of PLT,
so that initial stab there, you'll hear it again here. Just helps bring in that chorus. Yeah, so this section for the chorus, I kind of wanted to strip back like certain elements. So I got rid of the hats in this section. I do really like these pauses as well. I feel like they emphasize the drops every time between the, and it kind of, you worked around the vocals and the melodies really well here. I feel like the. This helps with those pockets. Yeah, so here we have pretty much the same bass layers going on. We introduced the guitar sample that we had before. Yeah, and then Sammy cooked with these vocal layers here, so let's get into them. Yeah, so again I've done a lot of panning here, so we'll go through each one. I mean, the main take is just like you singing it normally here. I know it's not your scene, it's fine. And then we got like a left-sided take here. I know it's not your scene, it's fine by me. So it's kind of similar, but we put like a lot of auto-tune in this one. You got a right side layer to match it. I know it's like a lower down. Let's see what this is. Oh, yeah, he went for it on this one.
The first time you hear your own vocal take back, it's not gonna sound good. You just gotta layer it.
You gotta trust the process.
Trust the process.
Trust the process.
Trust the process.
So together, all the layers, if I've done this right.
Boy, I know it's
that heavenly feel. So it's
fine by me, I promise.
I just wanted his vocals to like really take the space there, since I stripped back the production a little bit.
Me, I promise. In honesty, she could have smiled like anything.
And so here, I thought it'd be cool to add a little, I think it's this, the classic Future, like. Which at first, again, you gotta trust the process. At first, you think that's like a bit odd to have in the song, but it's just the way.
In honesty, she could have smiled like anything.
Here we had a lot of background takes that were just like very, very echoed.
Baby, but this one got me breathless, baby. I wanted this.
Here there's ad libs.
Oh, I was doing like a Bad Bunny thing with those, bro.
Yeah. Wanted to make it more dramatic on the final chorus, right? So just like take away the drums, just the bass lifts up, and then it hits that. Over here, I wanted like something a little different for the outro, so changed up the sort of rhythm of it.
What's that like? Proper like rumbly bass.
Yeah, so that's I actually switched out the sub on this last bit, so very sort of. So again, it's the wave shape, but look how high I put it.
Yeah, I like that bass.
The sound good as well. And then I changed the drums a lot here as well. I put like a very hard kind of reverby snare here as well. I think it's like some EDM snare, to be honest.
I think this is another one where it's like if trust the process, because if my guy sent me this beat and I was listening to those shit that's going at the end, I would be like, bro, what are you doing?
Yeah, so for this outro here, final part, one, we have like your auto-tuned kind of like freestyle melodies going on there. And then I want to emphasize the "you're not watching" as well. I think I took one of your ad-lib takes of it. I just like brought it to the front here. It's almost like your voices in your head telling you like you're not watching.
Yeah, I feel like that's a line that I can't really remember too much about when I was actually writing. But with that particular line, I'm not sure I expected it to become such a like main focus of the song. But I feel like that was a lot of your kind of input. Of
yeah. So
like even for that breakdown section earlier where it was like, and you're not watching, that was a little bit of his input.
Yeah, hearing that, I just thought like that's perfect way to end the song almost, with that kind of echoing "you're not watching." Tried to just take a lot of space with backing vocals. Get that kind of floating vibe towards the end. Yeah, East Central by
East Central.
Relik and Sam Dari.
Relik and Sam Dari.
Yeah.
I don't know. Do I get into the lyrics? Here's the story of when we made the song. So this guy was trying to get me to come to his uni. He was going to the University of Leicester. He was like, okay, you need to come, and I was coming from like London. So like for the longest time, he was telling me, okay, you need to come Leicester, and then the plan was, okay, we were gonna cook some type of song. And, like he had this beat for a while.
It was definitely not this fleshed out. I think we just had like the main bit, like the chorus area.
I didn't have any like lyrics or anything. I didn't have any ideas. I just showed up. The plan was just kind of vibe, and the lyrics would just like come to me. It took a long time. It was just me like pacing up and down his room. This guy was just chilling. Like,
I was just like, the beat's done. I'm just gonna let the boy cook.
Yeah, I was literally just looking up and down the room. Bro was probably very bored. It came
together very well.
And then
I remember you came on like Friday, I think, and then my flatmate, he listened to like what we had so far, and it was just the beat. And I think you were just like freestyling over it, right? And you were saying like, this has a lot of potential. Like I expect something big by the end. And then I think the next day or the day after, we had most of like your main vocals down, and we showed him, and the reaction was priceless.
So the song, basically, it's not about me. I wanna say that because I wanna clear my name. This is not about me. It's also not necessarily about anyone else, because
it's not about me either. Just
yeah, it's based on certain lines are based on other people, and certain lines are based on me. If you couldn't figure it out already, the song is about going to a club in East Central and doing things that you shouldn't do.
Yeah, that sounds out pretty well, to be honest.
I feel like that sounds kind of crazy. Basically, the guy is in a relationship. He goes somewhere and he kind of cheats.
Shame on a boy.
Shame on a boy, bro. Okay, guys, East Central. That was the East Central breakdown. Once again, this was Relik, the producer. I'm Sam Dari, the vocalist.
Expect more big things coming soon. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think there's anything else to say.